Hey my friends, it's your friend Kevin here with your navigations for the week ahead, which is where I pull 7 cards, yes, from the Guardian Angel Messages Tarot deck by Radley Valentine, then put the moon's movements to it with the planets, and then add my own intuition to what's coming up. So let's get right to the cards and the numbers. Here we go. Let's start with Sunday. 2 of fire, 2 of wands if you are a traditional tarotist. Wishes and adventures is a 10-1 day. Be creative and spontaneous and let yourself fly with ideas. The moon's in Taurus and Saturn's being triggered by it. This is talking about your ego. It can feel bent out of shape, so find a way to find a steady the tension, walk away from it, be creative. Above all, try to avoid being stuck in the mud or stubborn about something. Choose a way to be spiritually grounded. If we move on to Tuesday, we've got a number 2 day. And a number 2 day typically means keeping the faith, staying with the course, not trying to do something too much, just keep going. Now, our friend here is sitting on the shore, not drowning, sitting on the shore. The waves are coming in. It's no big deal. And our guardian angel is holding the 4th cup. This could be talking about, I'm sorry, this is not Tuesday, this is Monday. It's a number 2 day, but we got the 4 of water, or the 4 of cups. Distraction, self-absorption, maybe a bit melancholy, but you're being urged by the number 2 to keep the faith. Watch the negative thinking. Go gently and harmoniously forward. Be as supportive and considerate to yourself as possible. Recognize your own sensitivities and your own emotions. Moving on to Tuesday, we've got the 7 of cups, or the 7 of water in this case. But it's also a number 3 day. Numerology number 3 talks about being gentle, guidance, listening to your inner voice and your ascended masters, as well as the ones who've passed on. On Tuesday, we need to remind ourselves that everything's fine. It's okay for us to have fun. But in this card, in this tarot card, 7 of cups or 7 of water, you could become overwhelmed by choices. You could find yourself sitting in the space of too much over-analyzing. That leads to a place of being stuck again. Procrastinating. The woulda, shoulda, dida, dooda, lula, lula. This is why we have to listen to our ascended masters and get gentle guidance. Use the Hermit or the Moon card if you like tarot. Call upon Archangel Azrael, Gabriel, Raziel, Jophiel, Zadkiel, all of them. Say, listen, I need for you to help me narrow down the choices. And if you've got a pendulum, like I do, what would be the best choice for me? Or should this be the best choice? Pick one. It'll give you a yes or no answer. Moving into Wednesday, we've got action going on. The King of Fire or King of Wands. This is the energy of, I got this. I'm going to move forward no matter what. Inspired, charismatic, innovative. You made your choice on Tuesday. You're right, we're going to put a plan together on Wednesday. This is also a number 4 angel numerology day. And the moon is in Cancer. We've got a new moon. So on Tuesday we have the dark moon. Tuesday we have the dark moon. Wednesday we got a brand new moon. Happens at 3:31 in LA, 6:31 in New York, and 11:31 in London. If you're watching this from Australia, it's going to be happening at 8:31 at night. Tap into your intuition, and the new moon takes on Mars, but it's in a very harmonious way. So exciting changes are possible for you on this number 4 angel numerology day. Moving into Thursday, we got the renewal card, also known as Judgment. It could be a little bit difficult and challenging. I think that's why he calls it renewal. Self-reflection, evaluation, rebirthing your ideas. but we're coming into a number 5. So it kind of like means that we're awakening our adventurous side of this Cancer moon. There could be obstacles placed in your way on Thursday. Is this right? Yeah. Encouraging you to dig in deeper. Engage your inner courage. You were born to rise and thrive in all areas of your life. This also works with the Awakening card, the Tower card, but in this particular instance, it's calling attention to where we judge ourselves, the reflection, the self-evaluation, and seeing if we can't birth ourselves from it. Moving on into Friday, we got the 8, Justice, and the Scales. Got the Sword of Light from Archangel Michael, and then the Scales on the other side. Make your choices based on what feels right. But there's also a number 6 angel numerology day. Revitalization. Being responsible, loving, compassionate. And above all, stop fretting. Focus your thoughts on positive things. Spiritual messages. Lift your vibration. The ego and the devil could be plopping about and playing around on Friday. That's why the Justice is here. You want to find fairness, and you want to exercise the law of karma. You don't need to execute it. Exercise it, not execute it. See if this is some sort of karmic connection that you can use to make the corrections that you need. And this is coming up on Friday. On Saturday, we have the 4 of Air, 4 of Swords if you're a Taroist, traditional Taroist. Meditation, recuperation, contemplation. It's also a number 7, Angel Numerology Day, focus. The energies of Saturdays are excellent for meditation, doing inner work. Our friend right here, he's got his peace tie-dye shirt on. He's got butterflies on top of the swords, and he's resting quite comfortably, taking a nap on his picnic blanket. Use your meditation to do your soul work, particularly when it comes to reflection. We moved into the astrological sign of Cancer. Nurturing, mothering, reflecting. Take time out. Tune into your soul and your higher self. What else can I say about this week? I did make some notes. Let me go over here to my notes. If you wonder what that dollar bill was sitting on the side, interesting. Yesterday, for some reason, I got something in the mail. It wasn't a charity thing. It was like a survey thing. Thank you for taking the survey. Here's $1. Like, I haven't taken the survey, but I'll take the dollar. Just saying. This goes to the law of manifestation. Money comes to me easily, completely from all unknown sources. And there you go. All right, I'm going to read from my notes. I made some notes yesterday on kind of generally where we are, particularly with this new moon energy. This week, we see the entrance of the new moon in Cancer on Wednesday. So you got the times. I just gave you the times a little while ago. We're birthing into the summer and the winter solstice, depending on where you are on the planet. Cancer's taking Cancer, along with the sign of Aries, Libra, and Capricorn. They're all cardinal signs, and they begin these right after these equinoxes or these solstices. If you get my drift with that. So every time we have a equinox or a solstice, one of the cardinal signs is usually where the sign is. Let's see. The start of new seasons, which we just entered into summer. So it's a very powerful time for us to reflect, revisit, and step forward on a different foot, if that makes sense. The new moon is encouraging us to be present, most dynamic, to become our most dynamic selves, which requires us to be present. Let's see. To spend time with close friends and families. Above all, be surrounded by the people who truly matter to you. We are on this edge of new awakenings, we just have this new age that we're literally physically arriving at. By paying attention to who and what truly matters, you are creating the cutting edge of new communities for yourself, whether they be spiritual, creative, artistic, getting into new things, creating those new communities, like-minded communities, if I may. The time talks about good news coming quickly, because the time is speeding up. Have you not noticed that? Whoosh, the months are going like the weeks used to. If you've been hoping to pave the way this week, if you've been hoping to pave new ways, this week could bring up fresh conversations, fresh perspectives. You'll find the lines of communication moving more fluidly. Sorry if I'm flubbing my words. Let's see. The new moon brings a lot of get up and go energy to make those wishes and find a way to act upon them. There's a fabulous Mercury-Uranus alignment coming right after the brand new moon. Take the opportunity to reach out to somebody you may have been challenged by, may have been a little bit toxic with. Reach out to them if they mean something to you. Reach out to them if you perhaps misunderstand them. Trust me, the line of communication might find, it's a healthy conversation. It's a good time for manifestation too, because Mercury triggers both the leading manifestation planets, which is Saturn and Neptune. Normally the meeting would appear rough. However, the focus being on manifestation, it's better to look at it in the jolty, rough, like, I wanted this to manifest, so things are going to happen with a bit of a push, a little bit of a wobble, if that makes sense. Watch your thoughts closely, because they're going to govern how you feel. Whatever we think creates an emotional response, a neurological response, and those neurological pathways are they're like a well-worn path. They're like a well-worn way to get through from A to B. Watch those neurological pathways when it comes to what you're thinking. If you automatically come to a reaction that is prior reaction, and you know that doesn't lead anywhere decent, then change that thought so you can change the feeling. And when you get the right thought process, the feeling will begin to lift up. You'll begin to shift up, which is why this kind of Saturn-Neptune thing can appear to be a bit rough. What else can I say? This is not only on a material and career manifesting, but it's in relationships too. It's a law of attraction in motion. All right, so the affirmation for this week: I believe I'm lucky in all areas of my life. And what I'll say before I close this is, when we're manifesting in magic, when we're using all of these realms to come in, it is a little bit like surfing, spiritual surfing, bouncing between the here and the now and the physical and the non-physical. And sometimes they do not do this. They more or less do this. They more or less do this. That's where we get creative. That's where we watch how we feel, watch how we react, and create a counterintuitive energy to it. We're still moving forward. We're still going forward. But we have to stay clear with our focus, clear with our intentions, and watch the bumpy stuff. That's it for me. Have a great week, and I'll see you in the morning for my Divine Daily Blast. All right. Bye for now.